1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Come on, you're gonna live.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Nerdy dude stuff.
For those of you keeping track at home, today's beer of the day is brought to you by Equilibrium Brewing out of Middleton, New York. This is called Control Loops, a double India Pale Ale sitting at 8.5% ABV. I special ordered this through my beer drop box because I was most excited to give this a try. This is brewed with Citra hops and then backed up with a dry hopping of Matika, Galaxy, and Strata. This also has an aroma of orange, ruby grapefruit, and then a little bit of berries with a nice mango and lemon lime finish. Now, probably one of my favorite beers that I've reviewed so far. I'm going to tell you right now it's a 4.5 out of 5. This has, if I could describe this as a mimosa of double IPAs, I absolutely would. Incredibly thick and juicy with a nice slight creamy finish from the oats provided in there with a nice hoppy invasive feeling on the back end and then a creamy mouthfeel going down. Like I said, 4.5 out of 5. Cheers to you guys.
Bink! What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video about plug-and-play miners. First time on the channel, subscribe, turn on the bell notification. Definitely like this video as we want to get this out to as many people as possible. Cheers to each and every one of you. Now, one thing you guys will notice this month is we didn't really do an update on our Xaminer SCPrime project rewards returns just because we had some issues where our miner was down. I would consider this part 2 of the follow-up video to where I tried to talk about and explain how to fix issues you had with your Xaminer. Unfortunately, we're looking like we have to return ours to the manufacturer. I know, very sad and upset because the more it's down, the more we're not making any money. But I was thinking there are some positives to this platform, with this being a device that is external hard drives or storage, HDDs and storage. I was having operation issues, like the operating system issues and boot ups. So that means the storage that I've already accumulated and stored, instead of restarting with a brand new miner without any data available on it, will be on the hard drive. So when I send it back to the manufacturers, all they really need to do is build me a new operating system, or maybe a new MOBO, or find out what's going on there and just add my HDDs into it. So that way I can still pick up, because I didn't detect any issues with the HDDs or the storage, only a user interface issue and then something else. So I'm not terribly nervous about that. Like I said, it just sucks that while it's not running, I'm not getting any more storage and I'm not making any crypto or supporting this project. I mean, I'm still supporting the project because we have a do-it-yourself plug-and-play device that was built by Jused, as we say in Discord, but I think I'm going to start calling him Juicy D. So with that said, he has finally launched his site where you can go and purchase some do-it-yourself SCP miners today, as he has built up a stock and then made his site. And I said, of course, brother, when you make a website, I will give you another shout out on the channel. So let's jump over and take a look at what he's got available, how much it's going to cost you, and how you can save yourself a couple of bucks by using one of my codes, obviously. And yes, I will acknowledge that I do make about like $3 to $5 based on the sale if you use my code. So I super appreciate it if you would do that. Otherwise, this is just, I feel great that we need to continue supporting SCPrime. A lot of good stuff are going to be coming out of this platform, and some more announcements from me in the next month or so that I am happy to go over with you. But let's get to the computer screen. All right, if you guys don't know what SCPrime is, I highly recommend you check out one of my videos with a clickbaity title where I explain what the project is, and it's not what we're doing today, but I highly encourage you to do so. This is a kick-ass project that is really cool to support, where I see a lot of long-term potential. Also, if you want to get one of the official Xaminer or Xaminers from SCPrime, they are offering some really, really good rebates to get these. It's up to about 42.5% based on which model that you buy, paid out in the token, and that token price could go up. Like when I got my refund refund on mine, the token price tripled, and now I'm pretty much in profit from purchasing one of these miners. It's their incentive to get these out into the hands of everyone to provide decentralized storage. That's the project in a nutshell. There is a wait list, but definitely check it out. Join the wait list. They have two models available, the 16 terabyte or the 64 terabyte, and they are both upgradable to include more storage space. So spend a couple minutes to your own research to check that out. But if you want to get your hands on a device now, these are going to be, that's not it. These, where did I hide it? Right here. These are do-it-yourself builds that are available for you to purchase. Now, disclaimer before I say that, the actual SCPrime team and the Xaminer miners will be prioritized in who gets storage and data first, but the do-it-yourself structures and miners and, you know, hobbyists out there will also get storage. It's just you're not the priority over the Xaminers. Mine, I have storage and completed contracts on my little 2 terabyte, which I'll show here in a minute, but my Xaminer before it went down was getting significantly more activity and storage, so just want to put that disclaimer out there. Now, this is the site here. Link for this is in the description. It's juicyminers.com. What he currently has available, and he has a nice large selection. Let me see if I can find some of the numbers over here. I don't want to go too cray-cray on it, but where is it? Right here. Okay, so we've got a couple of options. He's got a 12 terabyte, a 24 terabyte, a 2 terabyte little guy, which you saw in the beginning of my video, and a 36 terabyte tower. So he currently has about 30 towers available with 20 minis ready to ship. So if you're one of the first 50 people watching this video and want to get one of these, I recommend jumping immediately. And then he's also going to be working on another batch of about 60 to 100 to get available for before to outbeat the pre-orders. He makes these really quick. So right now there's about 30 towers and 20 minis available. You definitely want to jump on that. Hey, look, there's my video. This is a good video about the platform as well. So if you don't want to go and look through my old content, just go to the site and watch this video to educate yourself more on there as well. Let's go ahead and take a look at a little bit more of his site. Oh, here's some more miners right here. So he's got all the way up to a 60 terabyte miner, which is sitting at $2,050. Oh, knocked over Peacemaker right there. All the way down to the mini, the little tiny 2 terabyte guy, sitting at $470, which I'll show mine on screen here in just a minute. Any merchandise? I don't think so. Oh, yeah, he's got some of his logos and everything like that, so you can always support him by purchasing stuff like this. And then I guess he's taking requests on a custom build. You just reach out to him, let you know what you want, and he'll give you a quote, and then order tracking, Discord, blah, blah, blitty, blah, blah, all that stuff. You can also reach out to him on my Discord. Link for that is in the description of this video. Now, what's cool with someone that is started as a YouTube subscriber, then decided, hey, I'm good with this stuff. I'm going to start building these and see if there's a market for it and people want to buy them. That's why I had no problem showcasing that on my channel. You guys sucked up a lot of inventory and bought up a lot, which was awesome. And now he's finally got his own site up for you as a continued friendship slash, not really a partnership, but like a friendship that he gave you guys a discount code for being a subscriber to me. So if you get one of the little guys, you can use on the minis the code NDS20 and you'll save yourself $20 on a mini. And then on the big towers, if you use NDS40, you'll get $40 off one of the big towers. So make sure you do that. All that information should be in the description of this video. Now, the next thing, if you watched my very first do-it-yourself miner with one of the Jused miners, the little 2 terabyte miner, you had to access it by running CMD prompt or terminal on your MacBook, and he's actually spent some time. It's very basic. It's very but it's easier for someone that's not really computer savvy and might be intimidated by going into CMD or terminal. He did set up a dashboard that's super easy to access. Once you have your device hardwired into your network, you just get its IP address and you plug that into a browser, and you're gonna pull up a nice, very basic screen that looks like this. I know he's got a hard dark mode one available, which I just don't have the push through any update on that here. But this pulled up my 2 terabyte device, which you could see I've got 1.85 available storage for it. I've got 7.785 gigabytes used, so 0.42% of that. It's open and accepting contracts, and total revenue so far is about 10.1 SCP, and potential revenue on the device is about 63.73 a month, I believe, based on that number there. If we go into my wallet, now he did provide with 5 SCP tokens for all the devices, so that way you can get your device, plug it in, and start accepting contracts to provide storage data, storage capacity. So I started with 5 SCP. It's only been running for about a month, and it's already pulled itself 3.5 SCP just by sitting there and hanging out on top of my Xaminer, and that's with only using 7 gigs out of 2 terabytes of data. So very, very happy with that. You can see all the transactions that have gone through here. You can see on March 2nd, we got that payout of 3.79, and then you can see all the other activity that's there. Looks like we've been running our device since January 23rd, which was my little brother's birthday. So, yeah, 3.79 SCP in about a month. Nothing too crazy, but this is the very, very, very start of this SCP storage providing project that's going to go crazy. So I'm very, very excited for that. And then you can go into settings and you can kind of set and control your contract requirements or whatever it is there. So if SCP is having data being stored for more than 5 and 6, you can adjust and play around with that in the settings as well. Very, very basic layout, just so you can access it without needing to go to that CMD. Very convenient. I do like it very much. You can send and receive your SCP instead of going through command and blah, blah, blah. So much better, much more beginner friendly for those of you that don't know much about computers or mining and you want to jump into this. It's not a bad option. So anywho, that's going to do it for me today, guys. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to reach out to me on Discord, Telegram, or Twitter. It's getting to a point now where even on Twitter, I'm getting spammed by these stupid TRX cloud mining Ponzi schemes, and they all start out the same. Hello, dear. I am big fan of channel. We would collaboration user with you. So if you're going to reach out to me, please do something more than a wave and a hello. Acknowledge me. Say hey NDS or something that makes you stand out, and it isn't a generic copy and paste to everyone that's got a YouTube channel. That way, I'm not going to waste my time opening up them instead of just blocking and ignoring them. I'm going to get directly to you guys, my subscribers, friends, and supporters, and I can move on from the trash spam. Other than that, subscribe to the channel if you're not a subscriber. Turn on the bell notifications. Like this video. All that good YouTube stuff. I'm O'Price, and we'll see you guys next time.
This is a terrible angle, and I should never film like this again. I look like fucking Mario.